Anyway, like I'm saying though about see, some people might have more uneven hairlines, and some people might have kind of even, but that don't mean they're dealing with hair loss issues, right? Or have a receding hairline. If you pay attention, right? Like I said, and they're paying attention to me over this for some reason, right? Over the years, it's stayed the same anyway, right? I've been on since '05, right? That's almost 15 years anyway, so like I said, right? Though the first channel was taken down, the third channel was taken down, but stuff was still up from back then too, right? So whatever. When you're dealing with people who are just being jerks to you, all you can do is, grin and bear it and tell the truth. And that's why the liars lie. See, a lie is where someone's denying something that could be viewed, but they would sooner not deal with what it's actually saying. Like I told you, if you sin with your mouth, you don't cover your vagina or your penis. You get the point Moses is making there, right? You cover your mouth and hide the fruit behind your hand, right? And back, right? Like if you got a cookie from the cookie jar, you have it behind your back so your mom can't see. That's just logical. But if you're covering up your privates, you probably sit with your privates. You probably sit with your privates, right? Don't you think? Now that would involve a third person. There might have been a fourth person as well, the tree of life, right? Now, what does God mean though when he say you may eat of every tree of the garden but this one tree, right? Because none of the other trees would really do what Satan would do with you. You see what I mean? They know better. It's Satan who wants to be and give us the knowledge of good and evil for this period of time, right? And we're in tribulations for 10 days. Now, from Pentecost to Jesus was ascended was 10 days as well. But what did John mean when he said you shall have 10 days of tribulation? Was he referring to? Was something going on in the church? Was Peter trying to control some of the information released about Jesus, right? That's what I mean, right? Well, John indicates yes. We were not told everything. Everything Jesus did was not written down. So, based on what he did write out, he wants you to believe he was the Son of God, right? Right. That's what that means, right? But what wasn't written out, okay, you can discern to a point, right? Using the old and new how together. If Isaiah is talking about Gabor, Ish, and Yolda, which is a young woman about to give birth, right? And yet, the Lord became three when he transfigured, which means transform as well. The Lord is really three in one, not one. You're one of the three images, right? Androgynous male or female. Well, the problem with that is what? No, you're denying you're the middleman. You're trying to replace Jesus' image with your own image, and you're denying that's the problem, right? With God. Jesus' image is first. He's the firstborn of every creature, not Satan. I know. But see, Jesus also don't think like Satan. He's aware, okay, of what Satan is doing, right? If he's doing it right in front of him too, right? That's what I mean about Satan trying to do a coup on Jesus too, right? You're familiar with Game of Thrones, right? Well, Jesus is the firstborn of every creature, which automatically makes Satan who? The secondborn, probably, right? Doesn't that make sense, right? Now that means technically Jesus is the mother and father of us all, right? Even if we sin with Satan through having sex and getting pregnant by Satan, Satan is still Jesus' technical child, right? If he's the firstborn and Satan is the secondborn, Jesus is before him. Now, if you have a firstborn, you cannot replace the firstborn with the secondborn or vice versa, right? Because then you're confusing things, right? But that's what Satan wants you to think you can do, which is a lie, So the problem is we want to lie about it, right? Or deny the angels also in Genesis 6 assume human form, right? Which the New Testament does bring that out more than the Old. It was angels, right? By the way, not just men, because they say so. They use the word angelos, which means angels, or messengers, right? Actually, see, the messengers, like I said, from heaven, can assume a human form temporarily, right, and still go back into heaven if they do not sin like Satan did, right? Too. That's why some people report seeing a man-like creature that helped them out during the time of need, right? Like I even heard of a woman who was trying to cross the street, and a voice told her to pull her, go back to the curb, and she went back to the curb, and the truck came speeding by, right? Little things like that. Now, sometimes that works out fine, sometimes it don't, right? But that depends on if you're following God, right? Or Satan. That's the point, right? And you only have a choice between Michael and his angels, or Satan, or Lucifer, or Halo, or whatever you want to call them, Lilia, right? See, that's Satan's female side, right? And he has two sides, right? As does Jesus, too, but he can be all three, too, right? That's why he's the God of all flesh, right? The male, the female, and the hermaphrodite. He can assume all three forms. Satan is the lying God, right? He's tricking us into thinking like him, right? And see, that's the point. Either you're thinking like Jesus or you're thinking like Satan too, right? And they both feed you. It's like in New Mutants, they use the bear instead of the two angels on your shoulders, right? In New Mutants, the men, it's what you feed, though, right? It's the thoughts you let in your head, right? Now, certain things are natural, like your body is how it was made, except what? We sinned with Satan with it, right? And that might have corrupted it a little. But what do you have to do for God to heal it again, or fix it, or make it better? Repent and confess you did that with Satan. See, another problem is the way it's read, Adam and Eve never confessed till they died what they did with Satan and Eden. That's why we all got to confess it being their children, dumbass. If you're part of the product after the fall, and we had sex with Satan, that still ain't the problem. It's you're denying it, right? That's the problem. You're lying about it. You're lying about it still. For 6,000 years, right? That's why we're in the day of tribulation, or the days of tribulation. Which, like I said, 10,000 years can be what? 10 days as well. A day is 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is a day, so 10 days of tribulation means it can be up to 10,000 years. Oh, no. So he has to stay here. Now, my fear, like I said, though, is the neutron bomb, not so much the nuclear warheads. Those are kind of devastating, but the neutron bomb is subtle, right? It might can even target brain patterns, right? See, that's what I'm worried about. They might set it on a certain frequency to try and get rid of the Christians, and that's what the rapture is about, right? Now, I'm not saying Jesus won't try to save the church, or won't save the church, or won't collect the souls. As the neutron bomb is trying to separate the soul from the body, which is basically what it does, and destroy the flesh, but it still matter, right? Right. Okay, it's got to go somewhere, right? Yeah. My theory is it goes into the air, and that's what Jesus is talking, or John is talking about, when he talks about the earth becoming darkened, right? And the sun being black as sackcloth and the moon red like blood. See, he's not talking about a normal blood moon or a normal eclipse either. He's talking about the earth itself being darkened by some substance in between the sun and the earth itself that, again, makes it look that way to us on the earth, right? See, like I told you about a dream of God in heaven, you can't fly to heaven and see God in a dream, right? No, you're supposed to. That's the only place you can see God if you're on the earth, right? Is in a dream, because He's in heaven, you're on the earth, right? You can't have a vision of God because, again, He's still in heaven and you're on earth, right? Even Isaiah, when he saw the throne, I know, from the earth, right? That was more of a vision, yeah, yeah. But with my dream, right? Since I'm on the earth too, that's the only way I could stand in front of the throne of God anyway. That would be enough to identify me as one of the two witnesses from the Bible standpoint. If you just read the Bible first, anyway, durr, Pastor Thomas, durr, Pastor Davis. That's how that would work. I know. So they were the main pastors who were the problem, acting all Jim Jonesy on people, not just me. Trust me. I know. But you gotta forgive that. Let it go. Let it go. You can't change what they did. Now, if they did something worse, I don't know. No. If they're trying to rape you and get you to jerk off of them, that's worse. That's worse. They're not supposed to do that. But I don't know. Now, it is worse to have sex than to masturbate, though. I can't lie about that either, but you're still doing it with a male. Some would see that as a window, right? Yeah, and a little gayish. You're not completely there, I guess. You could say that too, right? But you're tottering, right? Like a teeter-totter. I was taught sexually, if you're straight, you only be with females. Dumb males, dumb males. You don't even jerk off with them. They do that by themselves. That's what I was taught. You handle your own business or have a wet dream in your bed or something. That's more natural. That's more natural. And again, even if you're humping your bed like you as a female, it's better to do that than be with a male or even hump a male anytime too, right? All that is going gay, right? You're going gay. You're feeding that thought, right? You make yourself then what? Gay. If you don't feed the thought and you like women, you're what? Straight. Simple as that, right? Now, that's what it means to not judge each other, right? Gay or straight, you're choosing daily how you feel about that subject matter because it's a subject matter, right? Too. How some people feel gay and some people feel straight. Well, it's not any worse, right? Unless you try to punish them with death for it, right? That makes it an issue, right? You want to kill them over it, right? Well, yeah, that means I might rape you if you say I'm gay or something. I guess, right? Some people might try to do that, right? But that's wrong too, but I guess they figure, well, at least you're still alive or something, right? Whatever, right? Because men can rape anything, right? They have the penis, right? They have the serpent, right? Attached to their body. And they can go in any hole. That's the point too, is a serpent. Goes in any hole. Yeah, it does. And a serpent can't talk still. Well, I can't. I ain't never heard a serpent really talk. No. I know. So what does that mean? Really talk to Eve, Satan himself. As a human being, though, right? That's what you're leaving out, right? That's what you can't deal with. And see, that would explain more clearer why the angels in 6 did the same thing, right? As Satan did the same thing. Though two-thirds still stayed in heaven with Jesus, knew better. See, that's the point. During this time, once Satan sins, those who sin with him always sin with him, right? And those who stay in heaven with Jesus always stay in heaven with Jesus too, right? It's not any better or worse, but it is what it is too. It's the loop. Once we sin with Satan and no good and evil, right, for 9,930 years, we might have to deal with Satan and do to we all have to confess it. That's why I can only tell you the truth, right? If it was just my sin, right, that would be fine for me, right? But if it's everybody's and we're all tied into Adam and Eve and Satan, we then what? All have to confess it, right? Right. So if you don't confess it, you're then what? Lying about it still, right? With Satan, who would deny he did it too, right? You understand? Denial doesn't mean you didn't do it. When you did it, it means Moses revealed it, but in the form, right? More how Adam and Eve would leave Satan, had left Satan out anyway, I don't know, and telling the story themselves, right? Because see, if you knew it, you're supposed to what? Do it. Do it. If you don't know it, you're what? Not supposed to do it. Not supposed to do it. Right? As simple as that, right? hmm So anyway, there we are. So that's why whatever someone stole my new book of Enoch, right? Which I ordered, right? And I was reading some of it in the bathroom, and it totally disappeared, right? So why it disappeared, I don't know. Either they don't want me to reread it, like I ain't read parts of it before. I don't know some of what it says anyway. And again, can't contact the Christian store I bought it from and see if I can reorder it and tell them what happened, right? Well, all I have to tell them is someone took it from the house and stole it. Just like with the lawnmower, idiot. Though it's only a $9 book. Either they'll replace it or they won't. Too, and I might have to buy it again, but that's not a problem. It's only $9 plus shipping and handling. So whatever. Did that make you feel good? Or did your girlfriend come over here? That's what I mean. That's what I mean. You don't usually shoot somebody over a book. But if your girlfriend came over here, I understand why you're mad. It shot me. It shot me. Oh. Whatever it was you did. Whatever it was you did. The book ain't here now. And I didn't come home expecting anything. Like I said, I don't try to do nothing. I don't have a problem if someone wants to do something at any time. Like I said. But you don't shoot someone over the book usually either, do you? No. You shoot them over something else. Usually it involves a woman you haven't sex with her. If you're going to shoot somebody. You know what I mean. Not just... Now, the problem is I don't know who it was. Or how long it lasted. But like I said, right. I do know something happened, right? And that's enough to tell you, well, again, I'm missing something from the house. It was here when I got home, right? Sitting on the chair I showed you yesterday. Right? And now the whole thing is missing, right? Well, that's the point. It's a book. You're not going to hide your own book from yourself. You're going to put it where you can find it when you're done making your spaghetti and meatballs. From Chef Boyardee. Again. I know that. Right. And then when you realize, hey, wait a minute, I'm missing the book. Where'd it go? Of course I look for it, fool. First thing you do is you look for your missing, it's like the woman and the 100 coins and she's missing one. Or the shepherd with 100 sheep and he's missing one. And the sheep are safer in a group than the one you lost, right? But it's a book, right? It's so thick. It's so many pages. And it's typically something that if it was here, you could easily find it. See, the other books I have are still here, right? I'm missing the one book I got yesterday, right? So someone took it from the home shortly after I got home, right? Why, I don't know. What it has to do with, I don't know. If I had sex with a girl, I don't know, right? Whatever it's about, though, the book is now missing, right? Whatever reason, right? I don't know about you, but if I'm a straight man and girl offers me sex, of course she has to say certain things to get that part. But if she says it, we can do it. If not, it was about the book only, right? That's possible too, right? I don't know. I have amnesia again. Just after I got home. But that could mean that someone in the neighborhood. I saw Rose yesterday. I saw next door neighbors yesterday. Maria Ann, Barry Ann. Few people. Like Matt too, right? But I can't prove it. So you don't accuse if you can't prove, right? But you do say whatever they did, you survived by the Holy Ghost and God healing you, right? The Holy Ghost is the Spirit of God within your body, and of course, God's out inside and outside your body, and above all, through all and in all, right? And that's what I mean. Now, do I, hold a grudge either? No, I survived it, right? No problem. You got in the book, whatever's going on. If it was in the house, I would have done found it, right? Because you don't, again, not look for it first, like I told you. If you're missing something, the first thing, like the lady with the coin or the lost sheep, you're gonna do is look for it. And the thief steals, Big Roddy. You know what I mean? If Marcene's keys are missing from where she set them down, someone took them. Probably you, if you're the only person in the house. Come on. We know that. Now, I know you're messing with her a little bit, but still. It's a childish game to do that. Also, the keys cannot walk off by themselves. I'm sure she told you that a time or two, too. They're keys. They're keys. A human being has to move them around unless you're playing Jesus. It's manifesting himself and moving around, or an angel, but why? See, they're here to help, not cause a problem and steal somebody's keys, right? They don't normally do that. No, they don't. That's silly. That's childish. That's satanic. Now, demon might, but it ain't got to if it's affecting you to do it. No. Right. But it's not to condemn. No. Well, normal people call the person on the phone if they want their lawnmower back anyway. The lawnmower's in the garage, right? But the other lawnmower's in front of it, so take a while to get it out. See. But anyway,